Hi guys, that's Dorota Palicka International Nail Artist and Educator here, and I'm in with Catherine. We are going to do a different shape this time, like a kind of almond, pointy almond shape. So I have left 2 nails and I'm going to show you how to do it, and then we will do those beautiful 3D design as well. I'm dehydrating the nail plate just to remove any oils which might be on the nail plate. And then using a file, we are going to scratch the surface of the natural nail. I have left this nail because it's quite difficult, like she's got high hyponychiums, like they really bad on the thumbnails as well. So as you can see it, I cannot shorten this nail anymore because it would be very, very painful for her. So I will show you how to apply the forms to achieve a nice shape. And this nail should be quite nice and easy with the form application. I'm still shaping it, the free edge, and then giving a couple scratches to the surface of the nail plate so the product lasts. The next step is to remove any dust which are on the nails. So just remove the dust. Then dehydrate again. It is all about the dehydration. So they last well. And then we are going to apply the forms. I'm actually going to show you guys, because usually you have seen me doing with this longer forms. So they are the shorter ones and they are from the salon. They are slightly bit shorter, so that's the first thing, which is comfier for the clients because they don't bang with it. And then secondly, they are a bit stiffer, so they are more of a salon work rather than like those really fancy stuff. Now using the scissors, we need to cut out the space for a hyponychium. So I'm just cutting out a space for a hyponychium, and then like you can see it, my nails got really high nail folds. So my Catherine nails, she don't have those high nail folds, so I don't need to necessarily cut the forms on the sides. Like, and under some of the videos I had some comments like, oh, this form should be done like this way and this way, why don't you maybe cut it? Like for each client I do it different way, so forms are to custom the nails, and on each nail shape we would apply form differently. Like, you know, on some clients the forms just slide on some clients it is a more difficult task to do it. Now I want the nail to go straight, and because we've got those high hyponychium, I cannot put the form as high up as I would normally do because it will cause the bend. So this is a maximum how high I can go with that. After this form is in, I'm going to apply an extra nail prep. This is another nail dehydrator, and wait for it to dry so we can apply the form on the other nail. I need you closer. Yeah, perfect. That's okay. See, the camera center is there. Perfect. She's awesome. Always very helpful. I actually quite enjoy doing. Catherine got quite difficult nails, I would say. Not the most difficult, but quite difficult. Now on this one, if I want to pinch nice, I can trim on the sides. So see, different nail, different trimming, and I can trim in here and there. But I love recording on her, like she's always so calm, and like I do feel really relaxed doing her nails. So I do use her a lot. Okay, then form on this one, and same, we can apply an extra nail dehydrator. You know, sometimes you've got those clients where you kind of enjoy more working on them, and the clients which you not necessarily enjoy working on them. And then the universal air bond. So universal air bond gives us a really good adhesion of the gel to the natural nail, and we are going to do the perfect rose. Okay, so the perfect rose is kind of the same actually color. I've got it on my nails and I love it on its own. I might actually show you guys in comparison actually the 3 of them, because you ask me all the time about this color chart. I promise I will do it. So we've got cover nude, light rose, and then soft pink, all 3 together. Okay, so from the lightest to the darkest, and from the strongest coverage to the lightest coverage, you can see it, all 3. My favorite one is in the middle. For baby boomer, this one, the milky pink. Then this one, like if we don't want to put any color over it, and this one for a French and a camouflage. Okay, let's get this stuff away now. And we are going to use light rose. So we are going to sculpt it with the light rose. Now I have touched the product on my hand, and no matter what, no matter how busy we are, I'm just going to remove this product because I don't want to become sensitive. Like uncured product are the most danger products. Doesn't matter, like even if you're using the most expensive stuff and like there is no ingredients in it which might be quite highly allergenic to the skin, you still don't want to remove it because it's still chemicals, same like any other stuff, like even a hand sanitizer, guys, like watch it so you don't overuse the things because it is all chemicals. Okay, I've got my gel brush and we are going to sculpt this nail. Sorry, talking a lot always. So when I remove my brush, it has always some tiny bit of the gel residue on it, which keeps the brush in shape. Like so, I always clean it with the wipe. You cannot have too much UV cleanser in it because then it is going to make the gel to slide. So it's a kind of almost dry wipe, and then I'm applying a very nice and thin layer through the entire natural nail. I love actually Catherine nails as well because you can see it. They are quite wide to start with. I mean, they are nice and narrow, but they are wide at the same time. And once we pinch them, they look absolutely amazing. So I'm just sculpting the free edge and we are going to go to the letter M. That's quite long nail extension because we are over 100% of the nail bed. But Catherine is always good with her nails. Okay, so I'm just sculpting a small skeleton, but also at the same time, I want to have more product here. Guys, quite often you tell me that's the extensions breaking here. You want to have more product in there, okay? And after we have applied that, don't bang the form. Just a wee reminder, yeah. And then we are going to cure it for 30 seconds, and then we can pinch it. Okay, same on this one. So nice and thin layer. This way I can press the product very hard to the natural nail. Especially that's Catherine, like as I say, like her nails are really difficult because of their shape, like so each of them is slightly different, but also because of the kind of slidey nail plate. I would say it's kind of oily-ish. Then she's got also gentle cuticles, and she works in a bar and have a little one, but no, she's good with the nails. Now I'm sculpting a free edge in here as well. So with those thin layer, I usually go kind of over the shape. Like I want to have some extra product on the sides because it's not going to take me too long time to file it, but I'm never going to miss anything. Okay, and then just add a small extra product on those free edge. Change. Now I can pinch it. So I'm always checking, and then using a pinching clamp, we are going to get those C-curve. You don't want to over pinch it, so like watch how the natural nail is behaving, but also watch how the what the client feels as well. Like I don't want to never release the pinching clamp too soon. Is it okay? Yeah, not sir. Yeah. I don't want to release the pinching clamp too soon because sometimes when the nails are weak and you've got thin nails, so when I pinch, they pinch extremely. We actually pinched a thumb. Change. We actually pinched a thumb, and it just pinched so much. So just like a reminder, if you've got the client with very thin nails, careful with the pinching because it will just pinch to the extreme. Even in some cases, the nail might break all the way down when you pinch, like say example with the acrylic. Okay, so you can see it's pinched really nice already. Not sore. Nope, all good. Yep. Yeah, perfect. Change. And then after this has cured, we've got more slender look of the nail, so we can also build up the structure on it. So I'm applying again nice and thin layer through the entire nail. and then pick up a large scoop of the product. So you can see it, I've got the large scoop of the product. Then ideally you want to point the client finger down the way so so the gravity helps you. You release the ball of the gel and you're working more in the middle, because by the time you finish it, it will reach the sides. Okay, so you can see it. It's almost like an doing a reverse smile line shape. That's what I'm doing. And then just touch up on the sides. If it's necessary, you can do it a third layer, and that's better than trying to perfect it so much, because by the time you put it to the lamp, it will just run everywhere. Change. This layer might feel a little bit hot, so oh look guys at this look, like how nicely it has pinched, like that's absolutely amazing. I do really love those kind of pinched look of the nail. Obviously I do not pinch like as a standard, and same we don't do in a salon as a standard nail extensions on the forms. Thank you. They are always on the tips unless someone specifically asks about them being sculpted, but sculpted nails are definitely much nicer. Okay, so again I'm just working out through the free edge and then touch up. So this way you are not creating too many holes on the top as well, so you've got less filing. Change. And then when it's needed, you can add tiny bit more product. I'm just going to brush it over this one, just on top, and make the apex a little bit stronger. And then go outside for a walk, and when you come back the gel will be in a perfect position. So sometimes you don't have to even touch it with the brush, you can just kind of go and play with the finger like this. And when I'm doing the nails, I do work with both of my hands, so it's like I don't do it only this, I do this. So this way you are double the speed. Change. Okay, I'm just checking this one, and I can add just a drop more. We don't want too heavy apex in there, so just a drop more of the product, really just to perfect the shape, and then we can cure it. Okay, and then cure them well. Once they cure, we can remove the inhibition layer. So I take your right hand. We can remove the form and the inhibition layer. So pull the form down, inhibition layer, maybe tiny bit more, perfect. And then we can shape the nail. So I'm filing on the sides first. Checking that's the nice and even. Then blend everything around the cuticle area. Make it nice and pointy, smooth out any imperfections. Okay, then use the buffer. Blend everything out. And do the same on the other nail. Okay, I take your other hand. Catherine got really nice and clean hands. I quite like also use those tape when I've got lots of filing to do. It protects, or like a busy day, it protects my thumb and index finger, because when I'm filing, you can see it, guys, I'm constantly pulling a client nail fold down. That's why we've got such a strong muscles there. But this is really important, so you don't hurt the client during the filing. Okay, you'll file those free edge. And as you can see it, I don't file too long in a one space, because you might end up over filing. It's nice to jump from space to space, like one side, other side. Okay, so once my free edge-ish is filed-ish, I'm blending again around the cuticle area. Like, you want to make sure there is no jump. First of all, it doesn't look nice, and then secondly, the growth is visible much sooner. Okay, side wall, so it's nice and straight. I might actually show you as well. Check, are the lower arches at the same height? Smooth it out, check the length. I'm really just perfecting the shape, to be honest. And then just buff it. I like to buff the free edge as well, because with the buffer you are more precise. Check them, and then all over. This is a really nice movement for someone who doesn't know where to file, because this way you are filing the entire nail. So it's a really good movement if you want to achieve nice shape but you don't know where to go. Okay, clean the dust. Trim the cuticle. I have done it some cuticle work already. So I'm just touching it up. I like to do it before painting, so if there is any cuticle on the nail plate, you would always remove it, because any cuticle on the nail plate will cause the lifting. But then I do the rest of the work just before painting. And then tiny bit more with the e-file. I usually don't do excessive cuticle work before applying the products and before filing. First of all, when we file, you can feel it, the client can feel it on the cuticle. And then secondly, you can hurt them as well, so I really don't want that. Okay, clean the dust, and now let's paint it. So dehydrate it. And the color which we are going to use, that's the 189. So on the back of the form, this piece of papers, we are going to put a tiny bit of it because we are going to fade it. It's actually quite nice and interesting color. And using the old brush, I'm just going to fade it. Let me just clean it. Okay, I have noticed some tiny bit of the lifting in a corner, and I cannot leave the nail like this, not a chance. So I need to file it, because that's what causes the nail to lift really bad. So I need to get rid of that. See, I love when the things happen. Okay, that's it gone now. And I'm just going to touch it up with a drop more of the gel. You never want to leave anything like that on the client nails. That's why custom nails are quite problematic, because they are so slidey. Like those things can happen on her nails sometimes. And if I would send her home like this, those nails would lift, and the lifting could grow quite large in 4 weeks time. So you really want to kind of almost do an infill on it, and then her nails will be absolutely fine for up to 5 weeks. Because that's how her, was it 5?
5 weeks,
yeah, 5 weeks. So yeah, just a drop more of the product in there to fill up those lifting we had inside. Her nails love to do that sometimes to me. But as long as you know how to do it, how to deal with it, then you're absolutely fine. But it's funny because it's usually your index finger. I've got the same on this one, on the corner of this finger, and it keeps doing to me the same thing. Now we are going to do some fading in there. So with this glitter, I'm just going to apply like around the cuticle area, and same in here. We are going to apply it around the cuticle area and then fade it. I'm using the Micro Styler 40 brush because it's quite thin, and I use it for caviar beads. It's quite damaged brush now, so I'm just fading it in. And then also I want to fade this one in. But this one I don't want to fade it as strong. Just a little bit. Okay, so we've got those kind of fading. After we have done the fading, I'm going to use some Aurora flakes and purple. So I'm just picking up a couple and just placing them there. I feel like it gives an extra dimension to those nails by doing so. Perfect. Change your hands. Okay, so I just quickly have to refile this nail after product application. The good stuff about it is it's never happening 2 times. So you don't have to even necessarily file it. You can just really buff it. That's his danger. So make sure the client nail is directed down the way. Clean it. That's all good now. So now I don't have to worry that anything with her nails is gonna happen. And then fade this nail. Okay, not too much, just a tiny wee bit in there. Perfect, change. Okay, we are going to fade it as second layer. So on the pinky, you want to go kind of decent and a bit more lower. I would say up to half of the nail. And then lots of movement of the brush. And here, just a tiny bit more around the cuticle area, not too much. And you don't necessarily need to fade a lot either. Change. Do the same in here. And just fade it out. The next step is some mixture of the gel polishes, and we are going to use 219. So I'm just putting a small scoop of this gel polish and 200, and they are actually two favorite colors of Catherine. Using the D-liner brush, we are going to apply it some sort of like, I'm mixing it, but I'm not mixing it properly. I'm just kind of mixing it-ish. So it's not going to be a marble, but a kind of marble. Okay, so I'm just mixing those random color and I'm painting a smile line. I'm not too fast how I'm painting those smile line because we are going to go with the glitter in there as well. So the marble is hardly visible, like hardly visible, but it's there. Gosh, that was better before I start touching it. See, that's the things, guys. Sometimes, like, you better just leave some things and stop playing too much, change. Because if we do, we just make things worse. We just make things worse. Sorry, I keep banging on the phone. It's just straight in my face. And then color it in. Perfect, change. Our next step on this one is to apply those glitter. So I'm just picking up a small scoop of the glitter and now I'm watching how I'm painting those smile line. Change. And same on this one. This shape suits you as well. You are a person which suits like any kind of shape of the nails because they're all different. Natural ones. Okay, change. But I like the look of it. It's so nice. Okay, now after we have completed that, it's a time for a couple of the gems, and we are going to use some base gel. So I'm just applying a base gel, drop of the base gel in there. And some gems. So I've got 3 sizes. Sorry guys, this is the video like of every possible mistake going on. I hope you are enjoying it. Oh, but it's so nice to feel good. Like I had crappy January. Like all this year is crazy, isn't it? Isn't easy one for me. Anyway, the big one in the middle. Oh gosh. And then this is a salon stuff, and I love when some people use it. Then the medium size, and then some couple of the small ones. So 3 on each side. I actually like this crystal locations. Quite unusual for me because usually I do it from the cuticle, but I do really like it this way, just on the side. Now the gem didn't want to stick because there wasn't enough base gel in there, so it didn't want to release the gem. Okay, so I've got 3. Let's get them into a nice shape. Don't go too much to the side because that will give you a bulky looking nail when the crystals will stick out too much. Okay, so I'm just keeping it into this shape change. And then we have to do some crystal application here. So just the same. See, this is what you guys don't do it. And the reason for it is someone had some base gel. Oh, it's terrible. Someone had some base gel. It wasn't me. And just stick in the gem picker into the pot. See, it's quite annoying because this way the application process is much more time consuming because you have to unstick all the crystals. So like I'm making sure that if I touch too much with the base gel, I clean it before I picking it up. Otherwise the crystals will get stuck together. And 2, and then the last one, I'm needing drop more. I hope no more disasters for this video. Please show me your love and say you don't mind. I know you don't mind. I don't mind either, because that's how the real life looks. Nothing is perfect. There is always something going on wrong. Change. So the crystals are done. Now a top coat and then acrylic flower. So now I'm not going to put this messy crystals into the box because as you can see there's some dust in there, so I have to clean them first. So I just get rid of them from the desk and I put them on the side, and then I will just tidy up them and put them back into the box because you don't want to throw in so much dust into your pot. Now we can get rid of that. High Shine No Wipe Top Gel. I like those marble kind of look. Yeah, it's hardly visible, but it is there. It's a French with the twist. Perfect change. Then quickly top coat over this one. And the pinky, of course. And the top coat over the pinky. I like it that we've got just a tiny bit of the glitter at the end, so it's not too heavy, not full color, something different going on in there. This hand on top of your other hand. So when my client is cooking, okay, now we are just getting ready for the acrylic flowers. So I need a piece of that, some 3D brush, Then we are going to use a mega white acrylic powder and some monomer. Now, because it is quite cold in here, I have added a drop of the acetone into my monomer just to speed up the polymerization process. Otherwise, it would just take me too long for the flowers to set. Okay, and I'm just placing a first bead, wait for it to set a little bit, and then we can start pressing it down. Okay, so we've got the first petal there. Pick up another bead. Wait for it to set. You kind of start seeing the product is setting when it goes matte-ish color, so you want to start pressing before it goes too much. But when it's not too shiny. Okay, then another one. So when you press too soon and you can see it, that's the veins of the petals are disappearing, just leave it and wait for it to set a little bit longer. And then just press it down. And just press it down. Okay, then we want to have two more petals on the top. So I've got like a one. I've added too much, maybe acetone now. Okay, dry it out. Another one. And then one more. Press it down. And press it down. Okay, then here we are going to place like a tiny wee flower, so I'm picking up like a very small beads. And creating a small flower. This time we are going to go for a 5 petals. Okay, press it down. and that one on the bottom. So depending of the temperatures in the room, sometimes you can do only one petal at the time, sometimes you can do two, sometimes you can do three. I definitely prefer it when it's warmer, because I feel like it's much easier and quicker. Okay, and then we are going to do some two tiny wee leaves. And I'm just going to touch up this petal because I don't like it. And then we can color it in and put some caviar bits in there. That's better. Okay, so inside we are going to use some pink and purple pigment. And I'm just picking up a drop of the purple and a drop of the pink. And then just color that in. You don't want to put too much color in there, just a little bit. And the lighter you want the color, the more monomer you've got in. And this monomer is kind of making your pigment powder to get inside the acrylic, because acrylic is porous, like it has those little pores, so it will sink in those pigment. I mean, it's basically like almost like imagine you've got, what you could do is you could add those pigment into the into your powder, and it will work exactly the same because it's just a pure pigment. So I'm just coloring it in a little bit with the monomer. Okay, and then once me happy, clean the brush, don't leave it any product in there. You want to have those nice point in there. And we can decorate it with the caviar beads. To get the caviar, of course we don't put the top coat over that. If you do put top coat over that, it wouldn't look nice. So I'm just taking a drop of the base gel again, and we are going to apply some gems and some caviar beads. Thin brush, and then large crystal here, couple caviar beads in each of the other places. Okay, I've got the gem picker here. Grab those crystal, if you can get one. Here we are. And then the caviar beads. So I'm putting a drop of the base gel into my brush so it's easier to pick them up. And because they are with the base gel, they are going to stay on, no problem at all. And just fill that up. Okay, and then around this crystal, just so it's imitate quite nice flower middle. Okay, the last few. And then we can cure it and I can show you the final look. In general, I hope you have really enjoyed this sound tutorial. Last one. Perfect. And side. Okay, so that's the final look. So we can clean Catherine's hands, apply some cuticle oil, and take a really nice and beautiful thumbnail picture. I'm using some wipes to remove the biggest excess of the dust, and then we always go and wash them before we start taking the picture. And some cuticle oil, Psycho, that's my favorite smell. Okay, and the other hand, and that's the both of them. You can see it, guys. Yeah, I'm sending you lots of glittery hugs, and bye for now.